Hello students, good morning and assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to revise chapter number 4 of geography, that is measuring the weather. As we know that we can measure everything in different units and through different devices. For example, to weigh a person or a thing, we use weighing machine. Just like that, weather can also be measured. There are different devices and tools which can be used to measure the weather. For example, to measure the rain, there is a device that is called the rain gauge. It is a device that has a plastic or metal container and the top of it is a funnel. There is a cylinder made up of glass inside the container, and on that cylinder we have marks in millimeters. So whenever the rain falls and the water of the rain is collected in the cylinder, we can tell how much is the rain, what is the flow of the rain through the marks of millimeters. Then there is a very simplest measuring device for the weather, that is the wind vane. This device may not be important in countries like Pakistan where the wind is consistent, but this device is consistently used in Europe and other countries where the direction of the wind varies from day to day. A wind vane has a metal arrow with a tail, and that fin tail keeps the arrow pointing in the direction of the wind. It points in the direction from where the wind is blowing. As you can see in the picture, the diagram. Now talking about the thermometer, which is used to measure the temperature. But in weather measuring devices, the thermometer we use, that is not that ordinary thermometer that we use in our homes. The thermometer which is used to measure the weather's temperature, that is of a U shape. There is mercury inside of it, and one side measures the highest temperature and the other side measures the lowest temperature. In this thermometer, there are two small pieces of steel on the both arms, and in the hot column, when we can see that when the temperature rises, the piece of metal in this side reaches to the highest point, and if the temperature decreases from the hot column, that piece of steel remains at its place to show that the highest temperature which was reached during that day. Similarly, on the cold column, on that side, the temperature which is being told to us is the lowest temperature where it reaches. And we can again reset these thermometer, these piece of metal on the both sides by pulling them down with the magnet. If we talk about the units in which the temperature is being measured, so these units are Fahrenheit and Celsius. The name of this thermometer, which is used to measure the temperature of the weather, is a maximum minimum thermometer. Now, if we talk about the barometer, this device is used to measure the weight and pressure of the air. And in weather forecasting, this device plays a very important role. There are basically two types of barometers. One is the aneroid barometer and the second one is the mercury barometer. The mercury barometer is fragile and it cannot be moved easily. If we talk about the aneroid barometer, Its shape is somewhat like a clock. It can be carried out at any place so easily. There is a weight dial on it that tells us about the weight of the air. Inside of it, it is a metal box that can be collapsed according to the pressure Whenever the pressure changes, it pushes the sides of the box inside or outside. At the end of the box there is a string which is attached to it, and that string acts as a dial. Now if we talk about the other type of barometer, that is the mercury barometer, its height is about 1 meter, that is 760 millimeter. It is open at the one side and closed at the other side. The closed side is on the top and the open side is downwards in a bowl of mercury. So whenever the air pressure changes, it pushes or moves the mercury upwards or downwards. It shows us that how heavy the column of air above it is. But this barometer has some disadvantages, that it cannot be moved easily and it is so fragile that it can be broken at any time. And we must keep it with care. So students, these were some of the devices which are used to measure the temperature, the air pressure and the wind or the rain. These devices are used to measure the weather, which helps us in our daily lives. It also helps us in weather forecasting, according to which so many decisions can be taken. For example, farmers use weather forecasting to plant their crops accordingly. And if we're talking about our plans, if we make any plan to go out any day, our plans can be changed according to the weather forecast. For example, if it is rain today and we were planning to go out somewhere, then we have to cancel our plan. So this is how these weather forecasting works and helps us in our daily lives. I hope that everything is clear to you now. You must learn all these definitions and understand how these devices work. With a prayer that Allah keeps us all safe and healthy, I would like to say goodbye now. Take a lot of care of yourselves and the people around you. Allah Hafiz.